Guys, Ryan here, and today we definitely, I think, had I would say probably least expected news of 2020. I don't know if it's the most groundbreaking. Definitely, it's the news that's changed that I don't think any of us really expected to hear, mainly because I think a lot of us had kind of just assumed that it wasn't going to happen. We got a new short track coming to the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Supposedly by 2022 is when this new short track is coming. I love the idea. More short tracks. Yes, sounds like a great idea. To do so, they're tearing down Auto Club Speedway. So, I'm very torn on this one because I understand a lot of the reasons why, but I also feel very conflicted and feel like there's a lot of reasons why this shouldn't be the case. Love the idea for more short tracks. A hybrid of Bristol and Martisville, essentially a baby Monza oval, sounds terrific. But why do we have to lose Auto Club Speedway, a fairly unique track configuration, in exchange for getting another short track? First short track we've had added to the schedule in decades. I mean, let's say Rockingham closed down at the before the 2000s started. So I mean, we've been with only 3 short tracks on the schedule: Richmond, Bristol, and whatchamacallit, and Bristol, Richmond, and Martinsville. And getting a 4th short track, especially on the West Coast, great. Especially since that seems to be at least where they're starting to move a lot of the attention to. Is, I mean, they moved the championship out west. And now they're moving a Bristol Martinsville hybrid, which has been so loved by a lot of NASCAR fans on the East Coast to the West Coast, especially to that Los Angeles, California area, to that kind of area with Fontana. I mean, in a lot of fronts, this seems like a great idea. I just wish that it wasn't getting rid of a track. In the end, I kind of understand a lot of the business decision behind it after kind of reading into it and kind of understanding that, well, yeah, land in that area, I mean, you're not going to be able to just go and get enough land elsewhere in that part of California to go and build this. So it kind of a lot of it makes sense from a business perspective, which is why I'm not as upset as I was when I first heard about the news this afternoon. I just wish it happened to any other track. I mean, do it to Chicago. I mean, sure, Chicagoland, it's a great mile and a half, but it at least falls into a category that a lot of other mile and a halves are. Doing it to Texas, trying to move a short track in Texas, maybe even trying to move it, rather than tearing down Texas Motor Speedway, trying to move one closer to maybe Dallas or somewhere else. Maybe moving it towards Austin, because I don't really know the Fort Worth area and know which major towns, Fort Worth, Texas, which is where Texas Motor Speedway is. I don't really know which big towns that's near, but if we could move a short track to one of the other major towns in Texas, I feel like you'd get a lot more return on investment, because that Southern California area, and I'm not denying there are a lot of race fans there, I just feel like the vast majority of the casual fans that weren't buying tickets to Auto Club Speedway, there might be some that'll buy tickets to this first short track race. Now, assuming how it goes, I could see them coming back, or potentially it could end up being a lot like Texas's repave, where it's like, okay, yeah, everybody was excited to see what a repave could do, because Texas was producing good racing in 2016 was producing pretty decent racing in 2016, and then 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020 so far have been fairly big letdowns as a racing fan. And even looking at tracks like Kentucky, sure, Kentucky has had some pretty good finishes the last 2 years with this new package. For the most part, I would say it's not really a great track, and if we could get a short track in its place, that would be nice. But again, that's not a developed enough, or it's not a big enough area to really warrant trying to put a lot of the money towards it as compared to that Southern California area. Now, if we'd been able to get something like this happening up towards Boston or somewhere in the Northeast, because I think the Northeast deserves a short track as well. That isn't just Loudon, because Loudon, Phoenix, and whatnot have been treated pretty oddly by a lot of people. It's like, because NASCAR doesn't officially class them as short tracks, even though they race identical to the short tracks. So I think it would be kind of nice to have another track up this way, but that's also personal bias because I do live up here, so of course I'd love to have another track I can go watch a race at. So yeah, so just kind of bringing this one to you guys. I know I'm a little late on this one because stuff. Didn't get the video recorded because I was actually at work when the news broke, and then NASCAR actually confirmed it. It was initially broken by Jeff Gluck and The Athletic, and then was confirmed by guys like Bob Pockrass at NASCAR and Fox Sports, and their team, confirming that they've submitted those plans. And they've kind of talked about doing this with Chicagoland Speedway or some sort of similar type of renovation. That will be a lot of land available to upgrade stuff. And just looking at the plan that they did up, or that we saw, that they posted pictures of, it looks like they might be adding a go-kart track, which I think would give a lot of extra value to the casual fans that go to the tracks. And even to some of the diehards that really want to race and just don't have the budget to go real racing, they can go go-kart racing at the track. I think that would be pretty cool. A lot of this looks, I would say, a lot of positives. Just if only it could have happened. There was any situation where it could have happened to a track that didn't have pretty good racing, especially recently with this package, especially since this seems to be the direction that NASCAR wants to go in with the next gen car, with talking about how it's going to continue having low horsepower, high downforce. I feel like this is one of the few tracks that it has majorly improved. Now, of course, the repave upcoming, I guess it might have been fortunate timing, depending on when they would have decided that they needed to repave. At the moment, barring some kind of weather issue where the rain just takes too long to dry the track, the track surface I would say, is not unsafe, unlike Dover, which has had, which even this past, in 2020, we had a part of the track break. So, I mean, it's not like that. We have not seen that happen at Auto Club. We've seen that happen at Dover a couple times. But it's not like it's a track with a fatal flaw like that. It's just, I guess it's kind of disappointing that this is how it happened. It's great that we got it. I love the fact that we are getting another short track. If only it could have happened somewhere else, but just kind of all the factors coming into it, it's a good business. I am going to say this right now. It's a good business decision. And as a fan, I am going to enjoy watching Auto Club Raceway. Like, I don't even know. What is this track going to be called? Is it going to be called Auto Club Raceway? Like, Auto Club Motor Speedway, even though it's not a SMI track. What is it gonna be called? Like, yeah, I guess it would be Auto Club Raceway would probably be the name, even though I'm not necessarily sold on that name. But yeah, I will be looking forward to seeing racing at this track. Just wish it wasn't wish that this wasn't the business decision that essentially had to be made. And I think it's a good overall decision. I'm going to enjoy seeing the racing there. Just kind of the same way I've been summing it up for a while is that, yeah, right idea. Love the more short tracks. I am for more short tracks. I just wish that it wasn't this one. That it wasn't doing this. Though it does bring a very attractive short track style racing to an area that has been, I would say, that does not have the greatest variety of tracks. I mean, actually, in that area, they do have a good variety, but they don't have a true short track. So, getting a true short track, and especially a type of track we have really not seen ever on the NASCAR Cup schedule. I think the big thing is that it will take time to get used to it not being Auto Club Super Speedway. But in the end, just to wrap up this video, it's a good business decision that it's happening. I just wish that this business decision wasn't the best option. I wish there was a better option somewhere, some way to get racing like this in the West Coast, but there was just no other options really. I mean, compacting Phoenix more just wouldn't be possible, and wouldn't be worth it. Sonoma, it's one of those road courses. It's one of the very few, and definitely shouldn't be going anywhere. And Las Vegas isn't owned by NASCAR, so I guess it really is the only West Coast track that really could have had this happen. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, feel free to hit the like on the like button on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new so you never miss an episode. And share this with your friends and whatnot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye!